Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be introducing a new to me project, so I'm really excited to jump into that, what I'm going to be doing and showing you all of the things. Before I get into it, I just wanted to say that I'm fully aware of all the horror happening in the United States and around the world right now, and essentially, I just want to provide you something to watch if you're trying to take a break from the constant of that. So I just want to say that I am aware, but this is what I'm doing to not only help myself cope, but maybe to help others cope with that, along with a lot of other things that I'm doing behind the scenes. So yeah, it's not business as usual over here, but I'm trying to provide a space that can maybe be an escape for 10 to 20 minutes of your day. So if you want to do that, let's get into it. Okay, so like I said, this is a new project. I was actually inspired by Haley O, and I will tag her channel down below. She's been doing this project for a little bit over a year, and I've been watching her progress and being inspired by it. I'm always excited to see her next video. And I've kind of come to a place in my eyeshadow collection where I've been feeling pretty uninspired by it throughout the year of 2025. So I felt like it was time to do something with that to try to either gain inspiration from these palettes or pass them along. So what I'm going to be doing is going through my entire eyeshadow palette collection. And if this wasn't clear, this is the introduction to the project. I don't think I said that in the beginning, but this is the intro. But I'm going to be going through my entire eyeshadow collection in alphabetical order. And what I'm going to be doing is testing every single one. Through this testing, I'm going to be doing 4 to 5 looks minimum, sometimes more. I want to challenge myself to use every shade in the palette. I think this will allow me to get familiar with palettes that I haven't really played with so much yet, or re-get familiar with older palettes, and maybe discover that some of the palettes I used to love, maybe I don't love them anymore, and maybe I don't need them anymore. I really just want to go through them all very thoroughly and review them with a new critical eye for where I am in my current makeup journey and what suits my preferences, because we all know those preferences change over time. So I just think that this will be good for me to get either re-inspired by some of the more colorful things or come to terms with the fact that maybe I could let this go. So what we're going to be doing for the first video is going to be the letters A through C. I wanted to essentially put these into categories that were small enough where hopefully it won't be 2 months before an update, but also so that we are covering ground. So that being said, like I said, the first one is going to be A through C, and that is going to be 3 palettes. So the 3 palettes you can expect to see in the first update are going to be the Anastasia Beverly Hills Primrose palette. This is the only palette I have that starts with the letter A. I'm going to show you guys what this looks like currently. This is the one, if you saw my Shop My Stash, I pulled out of the declutter bin, and I did it because I kind of thought this would be perfect to put in this project because I had some trouble with creasing with this shade here. And I figured it was probably getting due to expiration since I've struggled with some of the shades in here over the past 9 months. But I thought rotating it in would be an excellent idea for this project because it's really going to give me a feel for where these shadows are at in their performance. And I think it will make me a lot more comfortable with decluttering it or deciding that, you know what, I can live with a little creasing and I'm going to hang on to it. You know what I'm saying? Because I fully decluttered it, I was fine with it, and then I pulled it out to take photos and I was like, I want it. And you can't get this palette anymore. So I really want to be sure that I want to let it go before I let it go, because I cannot replace it. I looked. It says it's on Sephora, but when you click on it, it's not there. I hate when they do that. It's also not on Ulta or ABH's site, so I know it's been discontinued. So I really just want to be confident in my decision to let this one go if that is what I decide. In the updates, you can expect to find a photo of the palette. I'll put it up to the side, and I will make sure to dot every single shade that I used. That should be every shade, but I have a feeling on some of my bigger palettes, we might stop at the looks because there are so many shadows. We'll see. I'm just starting this, so we'll kind of see how it goes. I also will be sharing every look that I created as well. So I will be inserting photos of the looks I created and talking about my overall thoughts throughout the process of testing the particular palette and my ultimate decision of, am I going to keep this or am I going to let this go? So this is the one and only palette that I have that starts with an A. The next letter is B. I don't have any palettes in my collection currently that start with the letter B, so obviously we skip that letter. The next letter is C, and I do have two palettes that start with the letter C. The first one being the ColourPop New Moon palette, which if you follow me over on Instagram, then you've already seen me create two looks with this. I've already, since I decided I wanted to do this, I've started working on some of these because this is a series that's going to take time. You guys aren't going to get updates every 2 weeks or probably even every month because it is a lot of looks to accomplish. But this is the New Moon palette, and I don't foresee myself decluttering this one at all. I really just wanted to get to know this one. I've done looks with it, but I've used pretty much the same shadows every time because I love the look, but I want to explore it and really get to know it better. So I'm going to be elaborating on that and my thoughts and my review, and of course showcasing you the looks. So yes, the ColourPop New Moon palette will be the second palette in this rotation. And then the last and final palette in the A to C collection rotation is going to be the ColourPop Going Coconuts. This is new to my collection. So really, I just want to explore this and get to know it and really see what I can do with it. I've lusted after this palette for literal years. So I'm hoping that it's going to live up to what I think it's going to be. And obviously this color story is one that's a little bit more limited. There are only 9 shades. So this is one I could easily only do 4 looks with. I might do more though, just depending. But that's kind of the idea behind, you know, how many looks are we going to be creating is also going to be dependent on how many shades do I have to work through, because some of my palettes are huge. That being said, if you watched my Shop My Stash, I initially rotated in my Inslee Rain palettes, the letter E, but I decided that I didn't want to include them in this video because the one palette I think easily has 30 shades. And I was worried that if I was doing these 3 palettes plus those 2 palettes that are larger, I was gonna forget some of the nitty-gritty details that I would want to talk about in my review of the product and my thoughts and what I wanted to do with them. So I decided I'm gonna just stick to these 3 palettes for the first video. So yeah, that's it. That's the new project. To recap, going through my whole collection A to Z alphabetically. The updates are going to include looks, what shades I used, and my final thoughts on the palette. And it'll also show you what palettes I will be working on next. So yeah, I'm really excited and I hope that you guys are too. I hope this is an intriguing idea to you. I'm very excited, but also a little bit nervous. This is like a huge commitment in my mind. So I hope to see you guys in a month or so with the first update to this. And we'll kind of go from there. Like, this is new, so we'll adjust as we need to. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope that you have a good one wherever you are and that you're staying safe. And I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Bye.